Hello and good evening and welcome to the News Burst Live with Christopher McLeod AKA Diagnostic 80. That's me. Like I said, brought to you by GeneralsJoesReborn.com. Shout out to Justin Bell there. Who have we got? We've Neil Hill, Repaint Crew is in the house. RKW, thank you guys. Hello. Right, for anyone else coming in, join in, throw your comments in, questions, whatever you want to do. Today, we are talking, of course, about a number of little news items that have popped up during the day. We have some Funko news. We have some Hasbro PulseCon news. Exciting. And I'm also going to shout out Adventures in Collecting a little bit as well when I'm talking about PulseCon, because they did a really cool panel with Emily from Hasbro, and link in the description, but we'll get to that shortly. So I suppose we might as well get stuck into the news. So yeah, let's do this. Do it! What are you waiting for? Hello, Michelle. Hello, Max. Hello, Paul. Galliano. Hello, Ryan Daly. Hello, Michael Jean Fleming. And hello, Windblade. Hi, guys. Great to have you all on. Thanks for joining. So yes, first up, so obviously, yeah, like I said, a couple of news stories dropped today, and I thought, let's just combine it all and talk about it. I was kind of umming and erring over whether to do a news burst for the Funko kind of leak. I'll call it a leak. It's not really revealed just yet. And then the brand panel news dropped, and I was like, do you know what? That's good enough. That's a nice substantial burst of news for everybody. Hello, Soda. Right then. So first up, let's talk Funko. So earlier today, I believe it was Diss Trackers on Twitter via, I will say, who was it? Soda Fanatic. Nice. At Soda Fanatic. They posted information about this particular Funko GI Joe Funko box. It's a GameStop exclusive. And apparently it's going to be properly revealed Wednesday, or it's going live Wednesday. I'm not sure the details on that just yet. All I know is that Diss Tracker said coming soon, GameStop exclusive GI Joe Funko box Wednesday, and a Count Dooku figure as well, a deluxe coming on Friday. Not that that's important right now. We're focusing on the GI Joe aspect. Now, it looks as though the box will contain a few items, maybe like a mini comic, or it could be a poster, or I don't know what that is. It could just be the box. I don't know. I don't know what that might be, but maybe like a mini comic, because obviously it's homaging the front cover of Marvel issue 1 and the carry case and so on and so forth. Hello, Diana. Yeah, great to have you all on, guys. Thank you. And obviously, it looks like we're going to get Profit Director Destro as well from his classified design. It's what they've kind of taken from very, very clearly here. He's got the kind of like the cape with the gold kind of chain that holds it on. He's got the burning money, the gold briefcase, the design and the deco and everything, the shades, and even the lines on his helmet, Kitty said, are basically the classified design. So that looks really cute. So it looks like it's going to be maybe, and I'm just guessing out here because we don't know all the details just yet, but it looks like the dog tags, maybe a sticker, and you can see that kind of GI Joe logo sticker, and possibly like a mini comic as well. So who knows? Who knows? So that would be kind of like a very cute little, little box. Also, when you look at the cover of the comic, you've got a few Funko Pops on there that haven't actually seen the light of day yet. So maybe some of them might be kind of appearing soon as well. Like Stalker, Scarlet they've done. Is that Flash or Grand Slam? I can't remember who that is. Let me know in the comments, please. I think it's Flash. And on the other side, you've got, I can't remember, is it Zap or Clutch? I can't remember off the top of my head because I'm a fake fan. I don't even know what GI Joe is. That's a joke. Mark Cully, wee. Hello, buddy. Hello, Robert H. Hello, Luc Poulon. And hello, Ionic Blood 666. Yo, Joe, and full force. Soda has asked, sorry, this is a side comment here. Some rumor about classified doc. What you think, Chris? I actually don't know anything about that. Sometimes I can kind of go, I know something and can't say, but I literally have not heard about that at all. So I could be way out of the loop on that one, I'm afraid, Soda. I haven't heard anything of it. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen by any stretch of the imagination. but yeah, for one, I'd love to see Classified Doc in the line. Like I said, not a clue about that one, but very excited if there are some rumors. What that rumor is based on. This is always the thing, and it's like, what's the rumor based on? Has there been some sort of listing? Has there been some sort of like bit of information that's crept out somewhere, or is it just that someone said, "Do you know what? I really want Doc," and then that's kind of like eventually made its way to being, hey, Classified Doc's coming. Sometimes that is the case, and sometimes people just say stuff and like as if it's fact. Sometimes by mistake, but who knows? But again, it would be great, and I'd love to see Classified Doc, 100% Soda. But I don't, like I said, not a clue if that's happening, and I'm being genuine there, Soda, on that one, 100%. And you can ask our patrons as well, because I ain't heard of no Doc up in this mother. Luke Pallon says, yes, my favorite show to listen to as I walk my dog. Well, that's fun. I'm glad. I won't say any of the words because I have a dog and she'll react to all of those words. So I'm not going to drop you in it there. Plus, it's not like I don't expect the dog to also have headphones on and you have like a splitter going on. I don't think that's happening. Anyway, back to the Funko. So yeah, I'm assuming here we're seeing the contents of this GameStop exclusive box, and I'm guessing, but maybe a GI Joe kind of like Funko comic, the sticker, the dog tags, and of course the Funko Pop. Now it could be more because there's obviously precedent with these kind of like Funko Pop kind of like exclusives. We've had what they called the metal lunch boxes in the past, where they've had a couple of mini GI Joe. It's like Duke and Cobra Commander, I believe, and maybe some others. Oh yeah, it was mixed between Transformers, wasn't it? So it had like some had Cobra Commander and maybe Megatron, or Duke and maybe Optimus Prime. But yeah, so yeah, we could be seeing that. This could be a mini PDD, or it could be like a full-size one, and we'll see. We'll get more information on Wednesday, I imagine. But I just wanted to kind of bring it up because this was information with an image that popped up boink, on Twitter. More information to come. Neil Hill says, classified Lifeline, I'd rather. But do you know what? Either or. Either or. Bees Battlegrounds, I'd hope a classified doc would include a ton of medical supplies. Same with Lifeline, actually, yeah. And Windblade, yeah, I'd like to see both of them. Same Z's. Bees Battleground says the source was Trust Me, Bro. Okay. A YouTuber with some inside info. Okay. Well, sometimes that comes to fruition. Not always, though. But I'm not going to say yay or nay because I have not heard that. And I'm not saying I'm certainly not the leading expert on what is and what is not coming out at all. But that would be great. I'd love to see Classified Doc. Neil Hill says Doc wouldn't be kicked out of bed for eating crackers, but I'd rather we get Lifeline first. Hilarious way to say that. Diana Davis says mayhaps, I like that combo. Classified Doc is not seen as urgent since Super 7's Ultimates is coming, or they want to get a classified one out because there's an Ultimates one coming, Diana. We saw that with the Bat, didn't we? It was like the Bat was kind of revealed for Ultimates, and it wasn't long after that that the Bat came out for classified. Well, I can't remember the timeline, but it was afterwards, I think. I believe it was after we saw the Bat for Ultimates. Could be wrong. Check the timeline, check notes, and get back to me. But yeah, it's still very good point. Neil Hill says Super 7 SDCC Bat is the bee's knees, by the way. Funnily enough, Neil, I actually played with one today. My good friend Andrew Franks brought one in for me to have a look at, and I really thought it was really cool. I thought it looked beautiful, for one thing. It's a very cool figure. But yeah, I think the Ultimates are going to blow a lot of people away. So yeah, it is Neil. Robert H says, just do the whole Joe ER, Stretcher, Jane, Sideswipe. Anybody remember him? Yeah. Wasn't the one called Med Alert as well, I want to say? Or Red Alert. There was one like in the New Sculpt era, I want to say. No, it wasn't New Sculpt. It was an O-ring figure. It might have been a club figure. I've completed. It might be Med Alert. It might be Red Alert, but I can't remember which one. And I'm pretty sure both Med Alert and Red Alert are also Transformers names as well, Robert H. But yeah, Med alert. There you go. You said it. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And I genuinely did not see that comment. Like yeah. So thank you. Brilliant. Max Blue says our first Joe or Cobra with field medic skills is Falcon. I think. Well, it would be Doc, wouldn't it? Doc was before Falcon, I believe. But anyway, yeah. To have more than just medic skills and being a different thing, maybe. Oh, sorry. Oh, I didn't mean to put this one on there. I was actually that they all moved as I clicked on it. But they send all the Joe on the missions. You tell me they have no heal on the team. They have, yeah. They need medics. They definitely need medics. Barbecue has rescue attributes according to his classified skill badges. Well, yeah, he would do because he's rescuing people from burning buildings, is he not? I need my classified mutton junks announced. Absolutely. DC S70 says, if only we could get a new O-ring figure of Prophet Director Destro in that same outfit. That'd be kind of fun, wouldn't it? I could see them doing that, actually. That's a proper good shout. I could definitely see them going along those lines to do something like that. Direct to consumer, Viper Scout, thank you. I know, obviously, Robert H already mentioned Med Alert to correct me. And yes, it was direct to consumer. That's why I was getting confused with thank you, Viper Scout. In classified. Sorry, Max, I'm an idiot. Yes, Falcon. Yeah, then probably that is the case. I'm looking around to see if there are any other kind of medics. I'm sure they've all got skills to help people, haven't they? In serious situations, they've got medium, like field medic kind of basic skills. But you're right. Lots of people are saying the same thing. The I've fallen and can't get up response service for Med Alert. Yes. That's Paul and Neil have both said that. So I just want to make sure, I just want to give it to the right, give credit to the right people. That's a good point, actually. Yes, Diana. Doc is more than a medic. He has an MD. Lifeline does not. Lifelines was changed, wasn't he, to a pararescue kind of in the 30th, wasn't he? They kind of switched him into pararescue, which is, I don't know if anyone's ever seen that show, the kind of pararescue medic reality series when it was in, I think, Afghanistan. Oh my goodness. It was harrowing. And also, it's just bonkers to see that firsthand. Like, ugh, it does not. I'm not in any way, shape, or form envious of the job that those people have to do. Stalker, says Robert H. The first medic was Stalker in both A Real American Hero and Classified, or as you've written it, Robert H, real hero, real American real hero, right? I prefer Ra to Ara. A real American real hero. I like that. Okay, right. So I don't know what I'm very focused on the comments today, aren't I? I'm trying to keep on top of it. That's why. Anyway, let's move on to the next news item. So that's Funko. Like I said, GameStop exclusive. We'll probably get more in details on Wednesday as the Twitter post from both the links in the description if you want to go and check it out. Disc Trackers, DISTRACKERS. That's on Twitter. And they got the information, I think, from Soda Fanatic. So just to give everyone the correct and precise credit on that one. Anyway, let's move on then to the next news item, which is the GI Joe brand panel. Hasbro PulseCon 2022. I should have done a little explosion there, shouldn't I, to separate them? It doesn't matter. Who cares? No one cares. I'm the only one that cares about that stuff, I think. Quick question from Neil Hill. He says, real question, would Classified Lifeline come with a sidearm or would they stick with his Toon pacifist roots? I would expect him to have a closer tie into the 30th and therefore have the rifle and a pistol. They kind of really armed him up, didn't they, in the 30th following Pursuit of Cobra. And my God, that's a hell of a figure, by the way. So yeah, I don't really mind, honestly. Either way is cool with me. They're not really doing a lot of Sunbow direct things, are they? So, Anyway, GI Joe brand panel, PulseCon 2022. So earlier today, Hasbro Pulse posted this. Whether you're Team Yojo or Cobra, Hasbro, that was Major Blood saying Cobra, by the way. Hasbro PulseCon 2022 is bringing you the best from GI Joe. Make sure to tune in on day 2 of Hasbro PulseCon October 1st to catch the team bringing you the latest in the classified series line, including some new product announcements, pipeline reveals, and even a special guest you don't want to miss. Stay up to date on Hasbro PulseCon 2022 news at, yes, because after all, knowing is half the battle. They can't help themselves, can they? They have to drop that in every single post. Anyway, coming back to this, a few interesting points. Classified series line specifically, they haven't mentioned O-Ring, which is a little bit kind of like, okay, wasn't this? I mean, I assumed there was going to be some O-Ring news. Maybe there will be. Who knows? They've done this in the past where they've said classified series specifically and haven't mentioned O-Ring, and then there's been an O-Ring thing on there. So it's not that much of a, not that much of an issue. So I believe we'll find out a little bit more information as we go along. Now, October 1st, so it's the second day, so it's the Saturday, I believe. Is that right? Or the Saturday, Sunday? I can't remember what days they're on. I'll have to look at my calendar, and have a quick butcher's. So September 30th is the Friday. Yeah, so it's October 1st is the Saturday. So then, I've got a feeling tonight's going to be a good night. No, I've got a feeling that Pat and I are going to have to do the bloomin' weekly. And then it's going to be like, I bet it's 11, the brand panel. Or I bet if it's 10, that sucks. We'll have to go on afterwards. Or we'll have to, rearrange some things. And maybe I do a solo that day to react to the PulseCon stuff. But we'll see. We shall see. Anywho, a few things that stand out in this one. Like I said, the classified series specifically mentioned. New product announcements. Sounds nice. Pipeline reveals. Brilliant. And a special guest. Now, my first thought with special guest was Ron Rudat. I feel like they're going to bring Ron in and it's going to be the fan vote. That's where they're going to do the fan vote or reveal of the fan vote going into it, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. But that's my thought process on it, that maybe that's the way they're going to go with it. So product announcements. Well, let's hold on to that because obviously we're talking now about the GI Joe brand panel, but I just want to quickly jump on over to Adventures in, there we go. Adventures in Collecting. The good lads, Adventures in Collecting, Eric and Dave. They were at a ZapCon on the weekend just gone, and like a few days ago. And they had a Hasbro little panel with Emily, and she brought all of those cool, amazing figures that a lot of them haven't seen the light of day yet. It's the Sarge Box figure and his figure there on the stage as well, and Serpentor. Falcon's there too. Kamakura. Sorry, not Falcon. Kamakura, and I can't make out who that is. Anyway. Very awesome that they did this panel, and the reason I wanted to bring this up is because it's really awesome to kind of to watch. Link in the description right now, and also they got this little bit of info as well from the interview with Emily, and that is that the 5-figure wave of Outback, Covergirl, Crimson Bat, Falcon, and Slaughter's Marauders Barbecue will be dropping in April of 2023. So that's brilliant. There we go. So that's probably the reason I bring this up, obviously, because it's awesome for one thing, and it's great for the guys to get Emily on a panel as well. It was wicked, and the whole panel you can watch, by the way. Link in the description. Go check that out after this. And it's great. Yeah, Diana was saying, great. It's a really good panel, and again, really, I love Emily's handmade sign. Says Diana. Yes, very fun. Like you can tell that was scribbled in about 20 seconds as well. Anyway, the reason I mention that is because coming back to the PulseCon, it looks as though we could be seeing those figures physically for PulseCon. So those figures, Outback, Covergirl, Crimson Bat, Falcon, and Slaughter's Marauders Barbecue, we're probably going to be seeing them in physical form over PulseCon. which is awesome. Great to see those figures and then all the Dio shots and all that kind of stuff. I'm probably almost certain we'll see pre-orders possibly for them. Don't know yet, but there could be a high possibility we see pre-orders for those particular figures. Then obviously I imagine in just the way I'm thinking about how PulseCon is going to be like laid out and the fact they've already mentioned pipeline reveals, I feel like we're going to get like, you know, the line would have moved on a little bit. So we'll have these that we're looking at right now were digital renders the last time we saw them. They're probably going to be physical product, or, you know, in hand for the you know, for the presenting team is what I'm getting at. Not necessarily, oh, great, they're on shelves. No, not until April 2023. But you know, that does make some kind of like sense when if they're dropping in April 2023, then it's likely that we could be ordering them soon. Not necessarily over PulseCon, but soon. And I'm just going to go out on a limb and say maybe that could be what we see pre-order wise. Prior to that, we'll have all those sculpt images that we saw of Rock and Roll, of Copperhead, Shipwreck, and Torpedo. We'll probably see them, and maybe a fifth, kind of like as a digital render wave reveal. That's what I'm expecting anyway. So we'll probably see them in the digital render phase. And in terms of the other level, which is the name only situation, we might even see some sculpt images of Lowlight or Scrap Iron or Televiper and the Trouble Bubble. You never know. But then, yeah, we'll also the likelihood of seeing a few months. I don't think it'll just be 5 figures if they're going to do pre-orders, which they obviously are. I think it'll probably be a little bit more than that. We might see some Target exclusives. Who knows? We might even be the you know, pre-orders for Crimson Guard and Snake Eyes version 1 for Walmart. Again, this is all very possible going into PulseCon, isn't it? Obviously, we've got the PulseCon exclusive, which is Serpentor. Am I right? Yeah, I think that's right. So that'll be available. And the Sarge's already gone. Dr. Mindbender's already been. Yeah, so it'll be Serpentor. And then that might be enough, I think. That'll be enough for me. And then maybe some new names that we haven't heard of yet. So lots of exciting things to come, I think, over the next few weeks. And I cannot bloody wait till PulseCon. I've been really looking forward to PulseCon and what else they've got up their sleeves. They're extraordinarily long sleeves. I'm just going to go through some comments while we're here. I missed a few because I was gabbing on a bit, wasn't I? Adam Drake says, presumably we'll see physical reveals of the April 2023 wave, right? Absolutely. That was a long time before I think I started saying that. So yeah, there you go, Adam. That's my answer to that. Neil Hill says, there's no way the real Joe panel will be as cool as the version I have mapped out in my head. I could only imagine what that would look like, Neil. Just a sea of repaints. I'm just kidding. Yes, Jeremy. Yes, my guess for the guest is Ron Rudat, Talking the Tactician. I imagine we'll see Ron and maybe his artwork. That is something that I'm very, I want to say certain about. I just have, you know, like it just makes sense, doesn't it? It just makes sense. And also the fact that we haven't seen that artwork yet, it could be a nice little kind of update to go along with the Hiss Tank. And then boom, they drop the fan vote, or they do it maybe prior to PulseCon and they reveal the winners at PulseCon. Who knows? We shall see. Viper Scout, am I the special guest? Could you imagine the anger at me being a special guest? No, I'm not. I can tell you now I'm not. I mean, I would love to be, but I don't think anyone else would enjoy that. Like they'd turn off at that point, or just the whole comment section would double in poop emojis and fire emojis. Yes, Serpentor tags. Yep, definitely Serpentor come in. Neil Hill says would be so cool if the special guest is Fridge Perry. It would, but I just don't think that's going to happen somehow. Oh, James, yes, the Indiana Jones reveals, big time. I've heard there's going to be some. Well, obviously we've got starting lineups getting revealed. Indiana Jones is getting revealed. There was something else, wasn't there, that I may or may not be able to say anything about. Yep. Shut up, Cloud. Yeah, I'm looking forward to a lot of cool stuff, James, basically. A lot of cool stuff. I'm glad I caught myself then, because that would have been That would have been so bad. Living on a knife edge sometimes. Anyway, James, yes, I'm excited. The Indiana Jones stuff will be cool, I think. I haven't actually seen anything about it other than the logo, but yeah, starting lineup, I'm really excited for. That was hilarious. A Punk with Toys says, do the weekly and then come on after the event because there are people that want to see the whole thing. I will more than likely work around it. If the event for the reveals is later in the day, then we'll do the weekly as normal. Then we'll obviously, I'll watch the event reveal thing, and then I'll do a news burst to follow with reactions like that. That's what will probably happen at Punk with Toys. Now, if it's an early show, the weekly probably won't happen until afterwards, and I will mush in, talk about, the reaction to the reveals as well. And I will probably end up dropping any of the weekly in-depth stuff that Pat and I go into, because Pat wouldn't be able to do it a bit later in the day, unfortunately. So yeah, I'll work it out. If that's going to be one that we won't know about until we know the time of this panel. As soon as we know the time of the PulseCon panel, sorry, I'm going to switch visuals so I'm not confusing anyone. As soon as we know the time of the PulseCon panel, we will work out the best course of action, and we'll give you the most content possible. Like I said, we'll do a weekly and we'll do a reaction burst if necessary, because that'd be great and it'd be more content. And I like talking about this stuff. Hello, Legendary Toys. The panel discussion was cool, says Neil. Yeah, it was great, wasn't it? What else we got going on? So I'm just literally rinsing through all of this as much as I can. Thrasher, says Anonymous Dude 123. Oh, Neil, why? Why did you have to say Serana? I didn't know it was you. It's getting harder because my voice is going. Legendary Toy says, you think we probably get better renders of Trouble Bubble, you think, in Scrap Iron? Better renders than zero? Better renders than nothing? Yes, I think if we do get renders, Legendary Toys, well, first of all, they'll be the first renders of said things, but I have a feeling we might see... Scrap Iron might be a digital render. But because we haven't seen anything of Scrap Iron yet. So it's more likely that it'll be that sculpt kind of stuff, the kind of grey sculpt models that they started showing over SDCC. But yeah, I think Trouble Bubble, Televiper, Low Light, Scrap Iron could all very well be, like that. But then there's all those other names they've mentioned, like Tunnel Rat and Grunt and Checks Notes, literally Checks Notes, so that he doesn't get into ridiculous trouble. Tunnel Rat, Grunt, Ripper, Firefly again, and then, like I said, Low Light and the Cobra Flight Pod with Televiper. So yeah, there's all of that stuff that we could see something of. So yeah, pick any of them. Oh, Max, that's a good shout. Would be nice to hear some updates on Tiger Force and Python Patrol releases. Well, I know there are more on the way. That's all I can say about that. But we don't as yet, we can't confirm as yet if anything's going to be happening over Fall Geek Out. Recently kind of the logos switched out from GI Joe to Hasbro. We believe more brands are being thrown into the mix on that one. So we're not 100% sure on a lot of these things, but at the moment, the most likely scenario is multiple brands for Hasbro's Fall Geek Out, and we don't know if that's going to include more classified stuff, but we know more classified Tiger Force and Python Patrol is on the horizon. So yeah, make of that what you will, but that's about as much as I can get into on this. Oh my God, I'm sorry, Neil, that Outback figure's sensational, isn't he? Absolutely sensational. And the fact we're getting the standard deco one is just like brilliant. Like, that's one of my favorite all-time figures, favorite all-time card arts. I think like it goes, for me, it's like Storm Shadow version 2 card art. I love that one. Absolutely love that one so much. But then I'm a big fan of like the Earl Norham ones, like Road Pig and Budo and Hydro Viper. But then I think it's what were we talking about? Outbacks is just sensational. And especially since they did that artwork they did the full artwork and they put it on, I think like a placemat or a tray or one of those things for merchandise. So there's a really beautiful, expansive image of that card art out there, including the mountains that go on for ages as well. So yeah, really happy with Outback. What a figure though. What a figure. Easily my favorite figure of the classified line at the moment, I think. Easily. Adam says, April 2023 delivery seems like a worst case scenario since this is the wave that follows the wave of Spirit, Storm Shadow, and Officer that we already have in hand. Yeah, I will say, well, no, this follows Dusty, Crimson Guard, and Serana. I didn't know it was you. So we've got those first, and those will be in the mix before we get this wave, Adam. Pretty sure, anyway. Unless you've got a Crimson Guard and unless you know more than we do, you get. I'm kidding. Thanks for the comment, though, Adam. Robert H, not a bad shout. I wonder if there's a chance the barbecue could get a third release in his Rise of Cobra colors. The yellow and like silvery, coppery color, wasn't it? I can't remember the exact color, but I know there's yellow in there, yellow and black or something on it. But yeah, Robert H, I really liked it when they did figures that weren't in the movie. You had like Rise of Cobra and Retaliation figures. Some of the best figures they've ever done are the kind of ancillary characters that had nothing to do with either film. But yeah, in fact, most of the Retaliation, like the next wave, was just all figures that had nothing to do with the movie, and they were the best ones. Yeah, DC S70 says they need more O-ring figures. Nothing since Duke and Cobra Commander came out. I have to agree. I'm surprised that they are doing, if it is true, and they are only doing classified based on this post, then I would be surprised. It might just be they don't have anything ready at this point in time, and maybe they're going to have, because you think there's going to be PulseCon, and then there's going to be a number of months before Christmas, right? So what they did, like I want to say they did like an event around Christmas, didn't they? Last year. What was it? I can't remember. I'll tell you what, my brain is going. I am genuinely deteriorating at an absolute rate of knots. See, I couldn't even get that sentence out properly. But yes, DC S70, I agree. I think we need to see I'd like them to kind of up their game a little bit on the release schedule for O-Ring. Maybe they're just catching up and they're just trying to like find a new point to like, get a rhythm going. It's been rough, hasn't it? Slaughter's Marauders will be the next render, says a Raw Talk Real Deal. I'd love to see the whole, a few more like Spirit done and get like, Mutton Junkyard and Footloose done and all those kind of characters. Get them, all out there in Marauders Deco would be sweet. And the Sarge, of course. This could be the year of Ron, and he deserves it. Absolutely. I mean, he's going to get a lot of, he's already a huge kind of like presence and legend in the GI Joe brand for obvious reasons. I mean, he designed the majority of our childhood. Between him and Larry, they're the kind of the godfathers, aren't they? And like, yeah. So I agree, though. I think it's great to have him back in the game in such a in such an like important way. And the fact that Larry is still going to be on, it sounds like Larry is still going to be on the comic. He's already in, working on things after IDW. So that, that's great to hear. Anyway, yeah. So thanks, Diana, for that comment. And I think it is going to be the year of Ron. Hi, James, AKA Ratface44. Ryan Daly says, I promise is not a link for Naked HD. Lols. Yeah, we haven't had Naked HD for a while. I think Pat's given up now because I block him each time. He's just like, he's run out of emails to set up more accounts. Sorry, I do this every now and again. It's great for radio, isn't it? When I just sit there looking at comments going, Anonymous Dude says, Chris, congrats on your forward on the Kickstarter book. I'm sure it's very charming. You'll hate it. In fact, you'll probably rip those pages out and burn them just to make the book better than it would have been had I not written the forward. No, I'm very excited, Anonymous Dude. The Total Action Force Volume 2 is obviously something that's very close to my heart, much as the Skeletron Roboskull thing is also something that I'm heavily involved in. The Total Retaliation book is all Paddy and Brian, 100% all Paddy and Brian. But the fact that I've been able to kind of like be with them on that, like in the creation of it and the development of it, and being able to like give a little bit of my, ideas here and there, or like finding images for certain things. It's just been really nice to have those kind of inputs on it. Little like the Melons where they'd send me stuff and I'd like do some edits and stuff like that. It's just really nice to be involved. And the fact they said to me, like, do you want to do the forward? I was like, I promised myself I wouldn't cry. Because it's effectively, that's the documentation, right, of my favorite part of my childhood, favorite era of my childhood, where it was, that was the toy line, the comics, everything about that Action Force Weekly, Action Force Monthly, and the International Heroes line. It was just an obsession from day one. It was an obsession. And obviously, because I'm sitting here right now, kind of still talking about it, kind of evolved it a little bit, developed it a touch. But yeah, so I really appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. And I can't wait for you guys, not to read my forward, but I can't wait for you guys to see the book because it is gorgeous. And obviously, Brian Hickey's toy photography is next level. And Paddy has written some absolutely superb stuff. I mean, it's just great. It's just great. Dino, this is, I'm hoping news about the new publisher will be revealed, but I'm not sure it will be at PulseCon. Pulse rarely mentions anything to do with comics, to our dismay. Yeah, they have done a few things where they've had like an IDW section, though, haven't they? And they've talked about, like, excuse me, like Tom Waltz was on once, wasn't he? And he was talking about, and I'm not sure if it was PulseCon, it might have been another event. And generally on the live events, they've had the occasional IDW little slot. They did it when, excuse me, when Dead Game was out as well. So it could be something they do, or they might wait till right to the end of the year, or maybe into the new year to do like a proper kind of like live event thing of that. But thanks for that. I haven't learned the buzzer thing, Renegade Bike. I'm sorry. I will try and get that done. That'll be my homework for tonight. Okay, so many comments, guys. I really appreciate you guys. Really appreciate you guys. Yeah, jumping in with loads of comments. Don't get me wrong, but I will be here for months. Anyway, let's switch to my singular face for the rest of the show, please. Wow, that was last second. Amazing. I just remembered I had to remove something else from the screen, and it was only at the last second, and it's just caught the. Anyway, that's enough of that. Anywho, yes. So I thought I'd switch to this because otherwise, it just gets my brain going all funny. Neil Hill says, I feel like my body is ready for classified tripwire. Whose body isn't ready for classified tripwire? Because then we get Tiger Force tripwire as well. And obviously we'll get Fun School, we'll get Listen and Fun, there's a lot of fun with Tripwire. Did you notice that? Listen and Fun and Fun School. And those are two absolute sensational decos. I'm even missing one out, Blades, SAS Blades from the Palatoy era as well. That would be a great use of Tripwire, classified Tripwire. So yeah, I'm ready, willing and able. A Punk with Toys says, I just hope I get Tiger Force Outback before April the 1st. No, absolute April Fools. I know it's crazy, isn't it? Ugh. Sorry, I'm going to try and catch up on some of these comments I missed earlier. I'd like a Buzzer Torch and Ripper 3-pack announced. Well, we're getting Ripper definitely, but I'm not sure about Torch and Buzzer, but that would be great, wouldn't it, Neil? Bees Battlegrounds. I picture Scrap Iron's drone similar to the robot dog ranger from the Battlefield video game. Yeah, I think it's probably going to be very similar to what we know, but there'll be like little updates and cool articulated bits to it. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. I'm desperate to see that thing. I'm not even kidding. It's going to be pretty big because it's going to be in the pet size deluxe box, or pet size box, not deluxe, pet size box. So yeah, and I hope they give it a name and make it like an actual pet. But yes, bees, Battlegrounds. I can't wait to see this thing. Monkey Wrench, yeah, that's another good shout. Renegade Bikers, Monkey Wrench, yeah, don't forget him. Absolutely, I think Monkey Wrench would be an absolute beauty. I mentioned Monkey Wrench on our. We did a monthly recently, really good one. One of my favorite monthlies we've done in a while, in a month, and it was about kind of possible HasLabs. And I thought about doing the Thunder Machine. If you haven't seen that one, go check it out. It's so much fun. It's just me, Justin, and Pat just absolutely going off on what our favorite HasLabs would be. And there's some really good stuff in there, really funny as well. Like, we try and make it funny for you guys as well sometimes. It's not all, you know, facts and news reporting. Sometimes it's a bit of a lull. Gotta have some lulls in there. I forgot about that Dusty Wave. I haven't got a CG. Have you? No, I haven't got a CG yet, Adam Drake. I do not have a CG, a Dusty, or a Zorana. Oh, I didn't know it was you. Zorana, yeah. So yeah. But yeah, there's that wave. See, you're getting ahead of yourself. You're already trying to get the next wave and the next wave. Slice and Dice, Sean Helfrich. Yeah, I think that's kind of on the cards when you look at, or at least one of those is, when you look at Kamakura. There's definite reuse there for, I want to say, is it Dice? See, brain farts already. But one of those, I think it's Dice, would be great. Yeah, it's Dice. It's it's Slice. Apologies. Yeah, because it's orange slice and red slice, and I always say orange slice to remember that Slice is the one with the kind of like that helmet, and Dice is the one with that helmet. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so yeah, I think they're definitely on the cards. Definitely on the cards. Yeah, spiders. I hate spiders. Yeah, sorry, that's an anonymous dude talking about Monkey Wrench, the bomb specialist who hates spiders. Jeremy said, that's a good point. It's kind of wild to have 40th anniversary for a real American hero with very little O-ring product. It really is. It really is. I have to agree on that one. And I think I know we've got more on the pipeline. There's more coming, definitely. You just don't know when it is. That's the problem. It's like, you know, there's more on the horizon, but you don't know when it's going to hit. And the fact that they've got the Sky Striker that's got it's got to operate inside the lifespan of the O-ring line. So you know minimally that they're not going to like stop the O-ring line before the Sky Striker gets out. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's got to exist in the universe that it lives in. I know I say that, and then they brought out the Katana, but they did revitalize the vintage collection after that, or during the process, didn't they? Or around about the same time, I believe. So it's not as if it was totally like out of nothing. And the O-ring line kicked off with the Sky Striker. So you kind of feel like it's got to, at least, if it's going to come out and that's the end of it, I don't know, there's not really much in there, is there? Anyway, we'll see how it goes. I'm still eagerly anticipating them to get some info, because they've mentioned that they're to ask them that question later when they've figured out their plan for O-ring, or their new plan going forward. Because they've also gone from not having, going from like, was it non-plastic packaging back to plastic packaging again. So we don't know if things have happened in the meantime that have like changed things, that they've had to go back and, redo a couple of things again. Who knows? Like, I unfortunately don't at the moment. It's killing me. Sean Forrester still waiting on the Twins and Stalker Wave plus the Tiger Force from Target. I can't wait for new Joes. And Sean, mate, I feel bad for you, honestly, because they are great figures. Like, I've been really enjoying those ones. Stalker, man, it's so dope. And obviously the Tiger Force and Python Patrol wave's great. The Twins are fun. They look so good. They're like, again, and also the fact they're really like beautifully articulated means that you can get them in the craziest like circus poses and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm definitely into all of those figures, and I'm excited for you to get your hands on them eventually, Sean. Definitely. Cody says Chris is turning into a zombie. Hi, Cody, and yes, I am. I've kind of been a zombie for a while, probably since I caught COVID. I've been a zombie. Diecast Nick, you're late. That is one demerit, and I'll have to send you to the principal's office or the headmaster's office, is what I would say, not the principal. What am I? I'm British, yo. I'm from the UK, yo. I hope we get the OG bazooka, says Windblade. Almost certain that we will, Windblade. It's happening. Don't worry about it. Robert H. I'd love if a classified Flash looks like the Rock version of him too, and I will wish for Laser Viper until it happens. Absolutely, like the Rock version Flash was wicked with the really long gear with the like all. Oh yeah, I love that. And what I really liked about that, if you played the computer game on the PlayStation 2, I think it was on the PlayStation 2, wasn't it? I remember playing that and like actually enjoying it and really enjoying unlocking the characters. And Flash was one of them. Anthony Gambello was one of them, wasn't he? So yeah, I'm a big fan of that era because some of the figures from Rock. This is the thing. Like the Rise of Cobra is garbage. It's a rubbish film. Retaliation ain't that much better. I'm not a big fan of the movies, but the toy line for those movies, the toy lines are sensational. There's some amazing stuff in Rise of Cobra. There was some like real improvements in development and design and and I'm talking like engineering too, not just like, the look of the figure, but like the actual way it articulates and everything. There was some real like upgrades from the 25th going into Rise of Cobra. So yeah, I'm with you on that one, Robert H. I'd love to see some sort of like homage eventually to those kind of things. Maybe not immediately, but you're still doing great, Chris. Still on my walk. Amazing, Luke. 47 minutes we've been doing this. Sorry, guys. Right, sorry, guys. Sorry, so much. Oh my god, so many comments, questions. I couldn't catch up with all of it. I'm really sorry. I'll tell you what, I'll give you 10 more minutes just so I can try and catch up. But just bear in mind, I'm not going to get to everything. Diecast Nick says, I'm with you, Chris. I joined the party in the UK in 1987. Was that when I was crying about international heroes and the weekly and the monthly? Yeah, cool, man. I was kind of like aware of it before that because our neighbors had given me some like hand-me-down figures. Shout out to Joe and Gwen Eakins when I was a little lad. And the hand-me-downs were like had some Palitoy figures in there and stuff like that. And I had Action Man. So I was aware of a lot of that stuff. When Action Force came out, I was just like, in 87, when I was like more consciously aware of, what was going on, because I was like 2-3 years old when the Palitoy stuff was happening. So, it wasn't something that was on my radar. And so when I hit like 6, 7, 8 years old, Action Force GI Joe all the way. When is this Skeletron coming out? Skeletron, the Robo Skull 2. I would say I have no idea. I don't know. The thing is, Ben is keeping people up to date pretty, routinely as much as he can. But at the moment, you're just in production phase. And there's not much in terms of like, well, first of all, there's not much in terms of updates or even like they could give you a date, but most of the time it's just pluck it out the sky. So I don't know is the answer to that. It's going to be 2023, obviously, but I don't know, unfortunately, Luke. But we do, like I said, if you keep following the social posts. And if you back the project, you'll be getting email updates as and when as well. So, yeah, and obviously we had some lovely images of the Wolf Trooper recently, and the O-ring version or the retro version as well. So you can see roughly where the development is with those. So you're still talking, into 2023 before we start seeing all of the stuff they've got planned. At least you can hear that amazing banging track from me and Word Burglar, though. Oh my god. If you haven't heard it yet, guys, I'm really excited for you to hear that because that's one of my favorite things I've done with Word Burglar, and I've worked with him now on like, I don't know how many tracks now, like 5 or 6 that have been released. And then obviously there's loads in the pipeline still to come. So yeah, just so super excited for people to hear that song. Tags Media TV. I got some new stuff too. Post up on Hoarder. Good shout out, Tags. HOARDAR.com. Go check it out. It's on iOS and Android devices on the App Store. Go check out Hoarder. Go get your collections up there. Start building your collections. It's just a matter, you post a picture of a figure, maybe just with one, maybe like 50, like 20 pictures of the same figure. Bosh, up it goes. That's an item. Add it to a collection, and then just keep going like that. It's fun, and obviously it's cool because you can kind of like build your collections on there. You can keep track of everything. It's got an option on the desktop where you can see everything in like a massive spreadsheet, and you can export files of your spreadsheet to kind of keep everything in nice order. I know a lot of us like to order things. I certainly did. And it's been actually really helpful for me personally to kind of have an idea of what I own as a collector and just look at it and go, yikes. So yeah, anyway, check it out. It's wicked and I really enjoy it using it. So yeah, thank you for that, Tags. I don't know about that, Ryan. Whenever we get Ripcord, would Lenny consider 2 different portraits, one white and one black, considering a younger generation of fans might think of Ripcord as a person of color? They may just go with Ripcord being a person of color. They might do that. They might do you don't really know, do you? Like, I'm not really sure how they'll go about it, because obviously there's a tendency at the moment to stick very strictly to the vintage aesthetic. So it would be very likely that we might see Ripcord as, name, Ripcord name. I forget what his name was. Sorry, I've completely failed you guys on the, what's the word? On the fake fan scenario. I'm not a fake fan. I'm only joking when I say that. But I mean, like, and obviously Wallace Weems. I know Wallace Weems. Oh, that is his name. Okay. So I was going to say, for some reason, I thought they were different. I thought Wallace Weems was the Rise of Cobra version of Ripcord, which I think it is as well. I thought they changed the names. I've completely made that up in my head. So yeah, I don't know then in that case, Ryan. Maybe they might do like I don't know. I don't know how you do that. You could do the Ripcord figure in full gear as he is, with just the head exposed, couldn't you? And then have 2 different head sculpts. That could work, actually. That could be a way around it. Give people the choice. I'm with you on that one, Ryan. Personally, I don't see that being an issue. You're going to get that with other figures at some point. Surely. Like army builders and things like that. I'm sure they're going to do that with army builders at some point. Neil Hill says, would be cool if they brought in a guest on par with the Black Eyed Peas guy who came on last year to discuss the Spirit figure. That felt special. Yes, Neil, I think I just have a feeling it's going to be Ron. I don't know that for a fact, but and also, yes, my body is also ready for Lightfoot, Neil, 100%. 100%. Yes, give us a Lightfoot finally. And then give us a Night Force one immediately. And then give us a Tiger Force one, which is silly because he's already got stripes on his pants. You know what I'm talking about. Actually, yeah, Droz, Airborne too. Yeah, I'm going to say Airborne would be a great addition as well. Adam Drake says, speaking of blades, do you think Hasbro UK registering the Action Force trademark will have implications in the classified line? No, because they registered it in the UK, as you just mentioned there. Sorry. I think I can't really say much about it, but I think you can understand why they've done that if you think about what's happened recently with a certain book. Without me saying it obvious, like, just work it out from that. But that's why I think that's happened. I don't think it's got anything to do. I genuinely don't think it's got anything to do with anything else. It's just them, going through the process with an officially licensed product. Does that make sense to everybody? Good. I think I've said it too much. Chris, do you think that wetsuit would be definitely in the mix for next year's reveals like Torpedo? I would have to say he's got to be up there, hasn't he? If you're doing water-based figures now and you've got a wetsuit, no pun intended, you've got some aspects maybe you could utilize from Torpedo. Maybe I'm trying to think if there are, because would he have the shorts? I can't remember. What does he have? Why can't I remember what wetsuit looks like? I know on the card art he's got shorts on, hasn't he? Do you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? I can't remember if the figure does or not. No, the figure has all full legs. Yeah, he has full gear on. I think it's just the card art that shows off some like little skinny, like skin flesh colored leg. Yeah, so that's. I knew I was thinking of the card art. Yeah, so I guess they would do it like based on the figure. So it would be like, yeah, you could effectively use Torpedo for that, and I don't know why they wouldn't use Torpedo for most of that. And then just redeco a lot of it, new head sculpt, new arms because he's going to have short sleeves, and some new accessories, which would be dope. And I think they would work really well for classified. So yes, Renegade Biker. I'm going to say, I can't say yes, he's definitely going to be in the mix, but certainly he's got to be in the mix. I like this. I'm going to put this on a t-shirt. It's going to be our new little catchphrase whenever we talk about, what characters could we see in the future. Okay, guys, what's in the mix? That sounds like an episode series we're gonna have to do in the future. Thanks for that, Renegade Biker. You're not getting credit. I'm gonna steal that credit, but I'm just kidding. What's the name of the Kickstarter book to Collector? You can actually go check. If you go to our last weekly video, Da Collector, after this one, in the description, scroll down all the millions of links. Find the Total Action Force Volume 2 link in there. It's there. It's a pre-order on totaltoybooks.com. And you can pre-order the book, actually, if you want to do that. I think you can still do that right now. The Kickstarter's over, but you can pre-order in their pre-order store. So yeah, go do it. Go do it. What are you waiting for? totaltoybooks.com. Or like I said, go find the link in a different video. We did one, like I said, it's in the list of many things. On the weekly we did last. Neil Hill wants to have an African-American portrait of Ripcord that says, in Marlon Wayne's voice, what does it accelerate? Yeah, cracking line from the movie. You. What does it accelerate? You. Anyway. Yeah, so what else we got going on? So many comments. I'm not going to be able to get to all of them, guys. I gave you a few more minutes. I apologize. It's been a pleasure. Thanks everybody for your comments and your questions. Eventually, one of these days, we'll have a setup where I'm just the talent. Sorry, that made me laugh. Where I'm just the on-screen persona, and we have a producer over there, and we have another presenter who's doing other things, and we're getting some like proper good conversation going. Eventually, that's where we're going to be with it, and it's not going to be like just me going, this happened today. There's going to be more to it. I'd like to see us evolve into that. And obviously, if you want to help us evolve into that, you can go on Patreon and give us money to help us do that. Alternatively, you don't have to do that at all. What also helps our channel is liking, commenting, subscribing. Like I said, you guys commenting all the time is helping dramatically, trust me, on both YouTube and Facebook. But then also, yeah, liking it. Like, give us a like on Facebook, give us a heart, give us a care, give us a hate, a cry, whatever you want to do. Give us a lol emoji, whatever you want to do. Go do it. If you want to give us a thumbs up on YouTube as well, that is also very, very appreciated. And obviously subscribe to us if you haven't already. If you just, are on YouTube and sometimes you get this algorithm come through and you watch it and you haven't, clicked on and said like, yeah, I want notifications on this bad boy. Then yeah, that helps too. And like I said, just even watching, watching and enjoying. You don't even have to contribute in any way, shape, or form. We appreciate all of this stuff, guys. Trust me. So thank you very much, and thank you very much for making the show what it is. Really, really appreciate you guys. And that's me for the evening. So somehow managed to get an hour out of this. Always the way. Pat's always like, when you don't have much to talk about, it usually goes on forever, and it does. So anyway, it's been a pleasure. I will be hopefully bringing you guys more news this week because I want lots of things to happen. I know it's more work for me, but I like having lots of stuff to do. It's great. And then, yeah, so I'll either see you in the week. If not, I'll see you on the weekly on Saturday with Pat. And yeah, you know what to do at the end of all these episodes. You've already started, some of you. I appreciate that too. After 3, you know what to do. 1, 2, 3, full force. And I haven't got the thing lined up to sign out.
That's it for this installment of the Full Force News Burst. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe. See you next time, and as always, Full Force. Make sure you get involved with the discussion by liking, sharing and commenting on these videos, and as always you can keep up with the show after listening by following on Twitter @TheFullForce, liking the Facebook page facebook.com/TheFullForce, and if you would like to contact the show you can message us on either of those platforms with feedback and questions. We also have a Patreon page, so if you want to show your support for the show, see your name up in lights on these videos, or enjoy exclusive bonus content, then check out patreon.com/TheFullForce podcast, or click on the link on any of the posts this podcast appears in. Full Force.